need.
Hello, fellow educators, classroom teachers, administrators, and central office staff, PE advocates, and special VIP guests. It is my honor and pleasure to be speaking with you tonight from the center of the political universe near Washington, D.C., where I reside. As I stand here before you tonight to talk about the state of the PE Union, I want to first look back on all we have accomplished in the physical education and health community. Take, for example, all the newly minted Teachers of the Year and those of decades past who tirelessly fought and continue to fight for the betterment of our union. Innovators such as Dr. Naismith, a physical educator at McGill University who invented the game we know as basketball. Why did he develop it? To keep his students active during the winter months. Moreover, now that game he so loved that started with 13 rules and 2 peach baskets is an international treasure. Please, stand and applaud Dr. Naismith. Because of his innovation, children all over the world, and it's a big world, get physical activity and social understanding through this game. Then there are the unsung heroes that have brought our profession into the modern age. Those leaders like Mark Manros and PE Central founders. They had an idea and a dream to give physical educators and health professionals a place to find resources and collaborate. Furthermore, look at the amazing ripple effect that has had. From providing continuing education from PE professionals for PE professionals to creating a place teachers can grow and collaborate freely. Take a bow, Mr. Manros, and everybody who has contributed to PE Central. My friends, we have come a long, long way as a PE union. We have fought racial, gender, and socioeconomic discrimination to get us where we are today. PE strong. We have witnessed the integration of our PE program, Title IX giving women the right to play, and watched the walls that were built to keep a class system in place crumble through our collective efforts. For that, give yourself a round of applause. Together, through the decades, we have helped make physical education matter, inclusive, and effective for any child, no matter their gender, religion, creed, or socioeconomic status. That is monumentous unto itself. Nonetheless, as I stand here before you tonight, singing our praises, we face a crisis on many fronts that threaten our perfect PE union. From one side, we have misled academics who devalue us and spit in the face of the evidence that we help them. Instead, they try to push us down. I have watched as hardworking teachers have lost time with students to academic program implementation. I have seen how teachers have lost their programs and their jobs because budget cuts deemed physical education unimportant. I have heard the rumblings of PE teachers with a lack of budgets, gyms, equipment, or parental or administrative support for what they believe is right and just for their students. And this relentless assault on our profession is done without care or concern for what is best for our students. It is led by ignorance and greed, by decision makers far removed from our hardwood floors. To those politicians, I say, get out. Get out of here, politicians. Get out. PE is not your political carrot stick. You cannot promise one thing to get your office and then do another thing when in office. Our students are suffering because of your ill-informed decisions. And friends, I think we all know just how much our students suffer. We see higher than ever childhood obesity rates. We are watching our students develop diseases once meant for the elderly. We are witnessing our students walk across from graduation stages ill-informed on the world of physical well-being and being set up for adult obesity and other related diseases and consequences that come with being overweight and obese, especially shorter lifespans. We know that as physical educators, a once a week or even twice a week program is not enough to stem the tide of those horrific changes. We are aware it takes a village to raise a child. We know we cannot do it alone. However, we also know that more exposure to physical activity at a younger age lessens the chances of these evils cast upon our students by the current educational system. We know the more time students have with us, the better their opportunity to experience the joy of exercising and learn the skills, knowledge, and gain social awareness to live a healthy lifestyle and succeed academically. However, there is another threat that is gripping us with fear. One not often discussed, but just as dangerous to the future of our profession. That threat is the power of litigation. You may be scratching your head and wondering, what does that have to do with us? I say everything. Laws we are not aware of are being passed that affect us. For example, does your state mandate PE for a certain amount of time? Does your state require a certain amount of recess time? Are there mandated academic times that would truncate any physical education periods? And so on it goes. Moreover, my friends, we live in a society where the students know they have the power and that what they say is the truth, even if it is not the factual truth. That puts us as physical education and health educators in a paralyzing position. Having to spot students during gymnastics, wanting to videotape them for reflection reasons, having to be with them in the weight rooms and supervise locker rooms, and having to discuss topics that are sensitive, we always have to ask ourselves, what is safe to teach and how? Do we eliminate forward rolls or higher order gymnastics because we do not want a child to say they were inappropriately touched? Do we let certain behavior slide or avoid important but sensitive topics because it would cost us our job? What are the unintended and often unseen consequences of the times in which we live? I cannot fully answer all those issues except to say it scares me to think of what our students lose because we must behave as if we are wearing our kid gloves. Tonight, I have addressed all we have done as a whole for our cause. I have lauded, praised, and honored the heroes past and present. I have also outlined some of our more vigorous challenges, from politics to the pros of what is safe for us to keep our jobs. We face many challenges ahead. So what is our path forward from here? How do we protect and strengthen our PE union so it does not crumble under the weight of our roadblocks? Do we build bridges of understanding and compromise, or do we build walls and legal battlefields? The answers, my friends, are not so black and white, and we must pull from our past to protect our future and flourish in it. In the past, we have drawn together as one to fight discrimination. We have gone on strike, stood in city halls and spoke, and involved ourselves in our unions. We have also been innovative. We have had conversations to come up with ways to circumvent or overcome circumstances. We have written, sang, danced, presented, held town halls to exact a grassroots movement to make the needed change. We may have had some enemies along the way. We may have upset the status quo. However, we did it for the betterment of our future, of our profession, which is fundamentally our youth, which we cherish, and for which we do all of this fighting. Now, more than ever, in the face of divisiveness and adversity, we must exact change in the only way we know how, through play, through reasoning, through rationale, through the power of our voices and advocacy in the many forms it takes. We must do so tactfully and with respect. We must be open to hearing what others have to say, even if we do not like it. Furthermore, we must respect the system in the process. We are no longer outsiders trying to get a seat at the table. We now have a seat at the table. We must treat our fight as one where we stand on equal footing with those from whom we need help. That requires decorum, my friends. To stoop low would be to get us kicked from the tables. Then we lose all those before us worked so hard to gain, and what we now work so hard to continue. We stand on the shoulders of giants. Thus we must be giants. If only in our own mind, we must act as if we belong, and what we want is just and deserved. And then, only then, can we find common ground and move forward with the results we so desire. And those results must include more physical activity time, more health education through physical education in the classroom and through dedicated health professionals at the elementary level, better funds to support skill implementation and improvement and allow for more physical activity time, gyms for all physical educators, more protection against litigation, more laws at the state level to mandate more PE and recess time. Yes, our fight is one of urgency. Every second, minute, and hour that we stand still, another student who is someone's child or grandchild, someone's sister or brother, falls victim to the circumstances to which we as a society have exposed them. Situations which could ultimately lead to their parents or guardians outliving them, which is every parent's or guardian's worst nightmares. So, my friends, I leave you tonight with this challenge, and I ask without hesitation. The fight is personal in every aspect, so I treat it as such. Whether small or large, take action now to stem the tide of progression that threatens our very existence as a profession. The ball, my friend, is in our court. And to quote the great Wayne Gretzky, 100% of the shots we do not take do not go in. So let's start taking shots. God bless and good night.